Welcome, soul family, to Shadow Me Tarot. I am doing something a little bit different today. I found this deck by Vox Intra on Etsy, and it's a pretty incredible deck. She's putting together, well, she's got these three decks. One is Shadow Seeker. It's a shadow work deck inspired by the theories of psychoanalyst Carl Jung. With exercises, prompts, and reflections meant to increase self-awareness by exploring topics such as family relationships, coping with difficult emotions, self-soothing, identifying triggers, get to the root of issues that may be causing you feelings such as shame, guilt, and anger. And then the Chrysalis Breaker is a deck for those who struggle with a lost sense of self. Develop your values, needs, feelings, and boundaries. Nurture your independence and live more authentically in alignment with who you are. This deck will especially resonate with recovering codependents, people pleasers, perfectionists, and self-sacrificers. And then the last one is the Heart Mender, a deck designed, but not just for those going through a breakup. Filled with exercises to gently guide you along a heart-mending journey. It directs you through ways to process emotions, get to know yourself, and treat yourself with compassion. So it's neutrally written and friendly for any orientation or identity. So I thought this would be a really good way to help everybody kind of go within and kind of, ask questions of themselves and see if any of what we do today kind of resonates with you. This particular deck had corners. I did end up cutting off the corners just to make it easier to shuffle. But what I do want to share that is with Vox Intra on Etsy, and let me put this up here. Oh, I can do this and you can scan it. Let's see. Whoa. There we go. Vox Intra. VOXINTRA. This is a pretty amazing deck, though. What they say here is, in case you're wondering, yes, the creation of this deck was inspired by my own personal experiences. Along the way, I learned a lot about acceptance, love, communication, attachment, pain, growth, emotions, triggers, traumas, values, intimacy, self-care, and above all, listening to your inner voice. While the pain you're feeling may seem unbearable, it is not unique. Heartbreak is in the cards for every human being, especially the ones you're holding. So she's basically saying that we are all in this together, and we all share similar pain. There's no right way of moving on. You don't have to. You're not pressured to do everything in this deck. You're on your own unique journey. Move at your own pace. Some cards may speak to you, others may not. Some may not be possible to do until much later. But mainly, you're not alone in this journey of looking inward. This channel is proof of that. There we go. This deck is proof of that. This channel is proof of that. Okay, so there's that. And what we'll do here is we're going to start with the Shadow Seeker. So this is just going to be a general reading for whoever comes across this video. And you can take this as it resonates for you. But I did cut off the corners on these because you can't really shuffle them like a tarot deck or an oracle deck without them stabbing you in the hands. Or at least the way I shuffle. All right, beautiful spirit, what message of shadow do we need to work on today? What is the exercise that we need to work on today? Thank you, beautiful spirit, for all of your guidance, love, and light. Whoever comes across this, wow, we've got two of them. Okay, so I feel like since this one came up first, even though this one came down first. So let's see if I can zoom in on these cards a little bit so that you're able to see. Move these over. So in this particular card, it says expectations and roles. Whoa, okay. Across different cultures, there are various roles and expectations that are pressed upon us. We also can't help but project our own expectations of roles onto other people. These expectations are often shaped by our upbringing, environment, and experiences. Have you ever caught yourself doing that? Maybe you expect all men to be manly and strong, or you think most women are weak or emotionally fragile. You might also think of roles as being something like the breadwinner, caretaker, or the man of the house. Exercise. In your journal, explore some roles that you feel you have to play. How do you feel about these roles? Do you want to stop playing any of them? What can you do to achieve that? Do you secretly, or not so secretly, enjoy anything about the roles you play, and why? Do you ever think others should enjoy them just because you do? What roles do you expect others to play? Light exercise. So how do we shine light on this shadow part? What are some other roles you would like to explore? If you were talking to a child version of yourself, how would you explain roles to them? How would you go about teaching child you that these roles don't have to define who you grow up to be? All right. And so the next one is denial is not a river, it's a loop. The hardest part of this shadow work is the true core of the work, accepting your bad behavior and any criticism of it. It is often the criticism that keeps us from moving past shame towards self-acceptance, because it's not just criticism. Is it? It's a reminder. Some things in our life may have started a cycle of denial and shame within us. For example, a man who was taught by his father to man up may repeatedly criticize displays of emotion in his young son, causing that son to reject emotion in himself and others as he grows up. But every human being deserves to identify and express a full range of emotion without shame. Exercise. In your journal, answer the following. What are the things that you deeply don't want to be seen as? Emotional? Stupid? The Sticks and Stones card may help with this. We're not reading that. Sorry. When you recognize this behavior in you or others, what is your knee-jerk reaction? Ignore. Stop it. Write down all these things and how you feel about them, followed by this statement. I give myself permission to express all of my emotions without shame. I have permission to be all of myself now and always. Now challenge yourself to not try to control, deny, shame, or stop these emotions the next time they arise within you. Okay, so let's, to me, that shadow stuff is kind of, let's see about the root of our stuff, right? And then we want to break free. We want to break free. So how do we break free? First, we identify the shadow. Then we shine a light on it. And then how do we break free? How do we break free of patterns? All right, beautiful spirit. What guidance do the people who find this video need? How do they break the chrysalis? If they've done all of this and addressed their expectations and roles and their denial, how do they change? How do they blossom, bloom, turn into a butterfly? That's too many. You gotta give me one. Maybe two, but one. Thank you, beautiful spirit, for all your guidance, love, and light. Can you just pick one for me? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So this card is reparenting. So I'm going to zoom in on this. So this is, we've looking at our expectations, our roles, we've addressed our denial, and now we are going to reparent. Well, I'll make sure you guys can see all of it at some point. So reparenting. Building a strong sense of self often requires reparenting. The people you relied on growing up may not have given you the space to safely be yourself. Reparenting is exactly what it sounds like, showing yourself the unconditional love, nurturing, and guidance that you may have missed out on. It can also mean being stern but not mean with yourself when needed. For example, disciplining yourself to go to bed on time. Talk to yourself lovingly, even if it seems strange at first. Give yourself compliments. Comfort yourself. Set boundaries. If you feel anger or resentment towards people or situations, it may be time to ask yourself, is this respectful of my time, needs, or feelings? Reflect on the answers and set boundaries as needed. If you struggle to know what kind of boundary, ask yourself what kind of boundary a loving caretaker would set for you in these situations. Take care of yourself as if you are your own loving parent. Take care of your appearance. Cook healthy meals and validate your feelings. I can see that you're hurting right now. Refrain from shaming yourself for any thoughts or feelings you may have. When you notice yourself doing that, don't beat yourself up. Simply say it's okay that I'm not used to being kind to myself yet. And rephrase your negative self-talk to something more kind instead. You are working on retraining that critical inner voice, often originally the voice of a caretaker, to be more nurturing, kind, and accepting. And this will happen over time. All right. So now let's see what the Heart Mender can do to forgive yourself, love yourself, reparent yourself the way that your caretakers early on weren't able to. Thank you, beautiful spirit, for all of your guidance, love, and light. I got another flipped over one in here. I know it. I know it. I saw it. Here it is. This one's on boundary violations, which will be a really good one to do an entire video on, which I may do. Okay. Thank you, beautiful spirit, for all of your guidance, love, and light. Once we've shined a light on our expectations and roles and identify where we are in denial because of our own guilt and our own shame, and we take into consideration how we needed to be nurtured when we were kids and give it to ourselves, how do we heal our heart? How do we heal our heart and process these emotions? That's too many. Okay. Okay. Okay, maybe not. All right, Spirit's showing me right now. Okay, new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. And I feel like Spirit is simply saying that, look, change is difficult and it is painful, but it's worth it. Oh, wow. So I'm going to read all three that dropped out, because how can I not? After I get this is like almost like a joke. It's not really a card. It's just a quote. It's beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Okay. So the first card that actually popped out, like kind of like I put down or I saw first, was permission to say no. And then there's also feel your feelings. And I'm feeling like I need to do this one I don't know. I think I need to do this one first. It's saying to do this one first. Okay. So permission to say no. Let's zoom in. Oh, we are zoomed in. Okay. Let's try and get as close as we can. All right. Permission to say no. From here on out, you have permission to say no, not to bad habits. No to bad habits. No to unfulfilling relationships. No to that happy hour you really don't want to go to, but your coworker is guilting you into, even though you can't stand anyone there. No to people crossing your emotional, physical, or psychological boundaries. And most importantly, no to the things that are holding you back from being your happiness, fullest self. Here are some other things you can say no to whenever you damn well want. You have this deck's permission. Better yet, give yourself permission. Number 1, being excessively self-sacrificing. No. Comparing yourself to others, or FOMO. And I feel so old because I can't think of what that means. It's like something like what other people have. I don't remember what it means. I'm such a dork. Okay. Maybe somebody can tell me the definition of FOMO in the comments. So comparing yourself to others, making decisions without considering your feelings. No. 4, skipping meals. No. Forcing yourself to go to the gym when you don't want to. No. 6, being glued to your phone all day. No. 7, beating yourself up about your last conversation. No. Worrying about the weather. You're being as efficient as possible. No. Being productive 24/7. No. Answering that text or email the second you see it. No. Poor work-life balance. No. Clutter at work or home. No. 13, handling something passive, aggressively or aggressively instead of being assertive. Heck no. Not standing up for yourself. Heck no again. Friends who tease or roast you too much. Does it hurt your feelings? Tell them. No, don't hurt my friend. Don't hurt my feelings. 16, put downs or condescending comments about you from your family or anyone. No. Not wearing whatever you want because you don't think it'll look good on you. It so will. No to that thought. 18, making your bed every day. No, I love that, giving me permission to not make my bed every day. That's awesome. Thank you, Spirit. 19, punishing yourself for not being nicer. Okay. No. 20, needing to be liked by everyone. No. 21, using humor, sarcasm, or self-deprecating remarks as a buffer. Let people get to know you without shaming yourself. All right. And then the last one, feel your feelings. Got to do that before you can really say no, right? You've got to feel your feelings to know what you want to do versus what you don't want to do. You got to feel it. Okay. I'm trying to aim this and read it. Okay. A big part of moving on is allowing yourself to feel your feelings. And there will be many. Don't be scared. The key to processing the pain and moving past it is allowing yourself to feel whatever comes up. You deserve to feel safe and express any feelings you may be having. All feelings are valid. Here's a technique simplified and adapted from the amazing book Constructive Wallowing by Tina Gilbertson. Highly recommended, not just for breakups, but for emotional maintenance in general. If you find that you are overwhelmed by your feelings and have thoughts of hurting yourself or others, please seek the support of a mental health professional. You don't have to tackle this process alone. And I'm going to make an effort to put some sort of helpline to reach out to you, because this stuff is hard for everybody. So number 1, so this is feeling your feelings, right? Number 1, describe the situation simply. Jan and I had a huge fight that led to us breaking up. 2, try to identify the feelings associated with the situation. I'm frustrated that I got upset and now it's over. 3, identify self-criticism. You direct it yourself whenever these painful feelings arise. I shouldn't be frustrated. She was only trying to help. I always explode and I hate it. Be understanding. Speak to yourself like a compassionate friend would if they were listening to you to explain the situation. It might feel silly at first, but it's important. It's understandable. You had run into the same problem with her before, and she didn't try to work on it with you. You were running out of patience. You felt unheard. It hurts a lot to feel ignored. Well, there we go. Have the feeling. Let the feeling take shape as often as needed. Other feelings may join the party. Don't hurt yourself or others, but simply allow yourself to let the feeling be. Maybe it's screaming into a pillow. Maybe it's crying or just saying your thought out loud in private. I'm so frustrated that I lost my cool. I feel so powerless. I'm so mad. I can't stand it. I just wanted her to finally listen. I hate feeling so invisible. This sucks. So, hopefully that was helpful for whoever found this reading. But it feels like if we're going from the shadow self, we need to be looking at our expectations, from the world and from ourselves, and the roles that we play. And then denial, the things that we ignore, or just have knee-jerk reactions, and letting go of our shame and our guilt and our self-criticism. And to do that, we have to reparent ourselves and talk to ourselves more kindly. And then we have to acknowledge that this is hard stuff. And we got to give ourselves permission to say no and just take care of ourselves. And we need to feel our feelings so we know what to say no to. And we need to have the feeling so we can release it and let it go. Okay, so I'm going to do a few affirmation cards. So I wanted to do, there's 2 of them. I've got Intuitive Life Coaching. So we're going to do from Divine Abundance from Tosha Silver. There we go. And oops. All right, beautiful spirit, can you give us some guidance? Wow. And I didn't even finish asking my question, but basically I wanted just guidance on how to raise our vibration so it's, we have the comfort and support that we need in order to do this. Thank you, beautiful spirit. What other guidance do you have for us? All right, do you have any other messages for this reading from this deck? Oh, clearly you do. Okay, one more. Thank you, beautiful spirit, for all of your guidance, love, and light. Truly grateful for all of your messages. What part, or what do we need to walk away from with this reading? Okay. Oh, I like this. Okay. So what are we walking away from with this reading? Awakening. Oh, my Lord, wake me from my life, or wake me from life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. Guidance. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. And then these 3 cards popped out. Okay. Letting go. Everything is indeed out of control, and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. And then we have individuality. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this earth school. You are enough just as you are. I was just inspired to say that. Worth. You have been worthy to belong, to love all along, without any need to improve. In fact, you are love itself. Yeah, you are everything already. Everything you are meant to be. Perfect, just as you are. All right, and then the last one we're going to do is with the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle. This is a new deck for me. So I'm really excited to share this with you. They won't shuffle. I did an unboxing of this. This is a pretty great one. So let's see what the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle says. What kind of coaching? And hopefully I was able to put the pictures up long enough on the shadow cards that you can write it down or take a picture or see it and work on the journaling in your own time. All right. This is such an enormous deck. 77 cards, all oracle cards, all for life coaching. It's brilliant. It's lovely. Oh my gosh, this is so hard to do with this deck. It's enormous. And I can only pick up like half the deck at a time. Oy. Sorry, I should have shuffled more before I turned on the camera. I knew I was using this deck. All right. All right, I can move this out a little bit. Because these cards are just enormous, enormous, enormous. Okay. I keep getting like shuffle, 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 shuffle. These are like, oh, okay. Thank you, beautiful spirit, for all of your guidance, love, and light. What life coaching card do we need to hear for this reading? What life coaching card do we need for this reading? What life coaching card do those watching this reading need to hear? All right. Oh, okay. I'm going to take it. This deck hurts my hands. Okay. Oh, we got 3 of them. Okay. 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 Things to kind of take a look at. Number 50. So number 5, if that means anything to you. Self-sabotage. You may be creating pain for yourself by standing in your own way. 29. Let's see if we can get in closer. Oh, we'll do it this way. 29, connection. You are very connected to the heavenly realms. So 29, 9, and 2 is 11, which is also 2. 11 is the divine number, but 2 is, I don't know if 2s mean anything to you, or 11s, or 29. Energy healer is number 73, which is a 10, which is kind of like Wheel of Fortune, change, which is also a 1. So, which is the magician. So, and I always think in terms of tarot, and these are the associations that spirit is giving me. So 73, energy healer. Your natural ability to heal yourself and others is needed now. So I really hope that this reading resonated for you, and I hope that it helps you on your own journey of self-discovery. If you liked this reading, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.